What's up, you guys? Saludo, how? Hello, greetings from Borneo. What's up, man? So, if you have any questions, just shoot. I'm gonna keep on playing. Let's see what else. Well, I like that progression. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, let's see what's up. Okay, funk idea. What kind of funk idea? Do you want something like strummed out? Let's see You can do. It's like for like funk stuff. I like doing these little seventh chords up here. You can use that. You can use like dominant 9 chords. That's very normal funk sounding. So it's now for that type of playing, let me show you really quick. So I'm playing a C9 chord. I'm just doing like 16th note strumming, and I'm accenting on different areas. That's important to get that specific type of sound. You have to focus your picking, concentrate your picking on different areas. You want to accent different notes on different areas or different strings. For example, I'm going. So I'm practically saying the first couple hits are down here. So I'm starting down here, and then I answer with this upper register thing, strumming. So you're kind of playing different. It's pretty much the same rhythm all the way down, but you're changing where you're accenting on this hand. So that's a pretty cool thing to practice. And let's see, what's the other thing I saw here? Practice 30-second note strumming. Too. That's really nice. So yeah, you can add those different type of fill-ins. It kind of depends on what you're doing. If it's like a huge group, like a lot of guys in the band you're playing with, then it's better just pretty much better to just lay off a little bit and go. Then maybe get another player getting something like a bass line. So there's a couple different things. How do you cooperate with solos? Solos for like funk stuff? Let me record those two ideas. That one sounds pretty good. Let me record this really quick, and then I'll show you a couple ideas for this. Dominant, really, so you could go play some bluesy stuff, like it's all C. You could play C minor 7, C minor pentatonic, or C major pentatonic, kind of approach it as if it's some sort of like a blues or something. And then you can go out with it, you can do like Dorian stuff. Let me show you guys a couple examples of those things I'm mentioning. So it's all C. I'm gonna go C dominant arpeggio. I added a couple notes So you could play the C dominant arpeggio. You could play minor pentatonic. You could play C major pentatonic. They could play C mixolydian. You could play Dorian. Outside in terms of playing, you could do for incorporating some like melodic minor stuff. So for example, you could do Lydian dominant. So C Lydian dominant. Like symmetrical stuff, like whole tone. You could do like half whole diminished stuff. Right? There's a whole bunch of different things you could do. You could think of it more as arpeggios. Do like minor 7 flat 5 from the sorry about that. From the third, which is E in this case. Go maybe into pentatonic afterwards, so we'll try it again. Now minor 7 flat 5. To mixolydian. You could do, there's so many possibilities. You could do the 2 minor 7 flat 5s from melodic minor. Think about it as anything really. You could think about it as, I don't know, Lydian dominant. You could think about it also as mixolydian flat 6, right? Let's see. Yeah, you'd have even 2 more minor 7 flat 5 type arpeggios. So you'd get one from the third, you get one from the second. If it's mixolydian, you'd get it from third and second as well. It's this one, and you get it from the sharp 11, third. So you could do minor 7 flat 5 for the 2, minor 7 flat 5 from the 3, and minor 7 flat 5 from the sharp 4. Let's try it out. Yeah, there's a couple cool ideas. You just gotta keep, I don't know, trying out different stuff and figure out which ones are your favorite. Okay, let's go back into the questions. So tips playing outside legato. Okay, so for outside legato, just figure out different patterns. You can use the same type of deal, any type of scales that I just mentioned, and just play some of your favorite legato lines. I've been working on this every picking type legato thing. Let me see if I can figure it out over this track. That's kind of odd. Try to get here. Yeah, there's really a lot of really cool stuff you could do. And you could go, you could even play just straight up minor pentatonic and move it up in half steps or move it on in minor thirds. So that. But then you gotta resolve. So you could go C, up a half step, up a half step. And already here you could probably resolve. So if you just want to keep going there, and then resolve here. So let's do it again. Just finish up here. I mean, you could resolve it wherever you want. Saludos, Eddie. Could you please share a few ear training exercises? Let's see. For ear training, a lot of, I think it's crucial. There's some really good app I have on my phone. I think it's called Complete Ear Training. That's really good. So you want to figure out different exercises. You want to be able to figure out different chords that are going on. You want to be able to figure out just pretty much anything. And you want to train your ear to kind of zone in to different areas of the song. So you can focus on the bass, or you can focus on what the drum player is doing, or you could focus on how many guitars are being played at the same time, and exactly what kind of patterns or parts they're playing. Aside from that, just sitting down and figuring out solos, just transcribing, is a really great ear training exercise. But if you're going to be more like academic about it, I recommend that app I mentioned. I think it's called Complete Ear Training or Ear Trainer. And it's really good because you get to practice different chord progressions, different intervals, melodies, rhythms, different types of discerning between different chords. There's a bunch of stuff you could do. Morning from CA. What's up, Danny? Pattern legato, your favorite. So I think right now my favorite is this descending thirds thing that I think I've mentioned a lot on these lives. Just in the insight legato, daily exercise, or first daily practice. Okay, so I'm gonna answer the whole favorite legato, and I'm gonna mix it with the inside legato. So for inside legato, you want to play the scales. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. You want to play the scales that fit the best with each chord. So for in this case, we have a C9 chord, which is just C, D, E, G, and B flat. So probably the best choice would be Mixolydian, because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. The chord has 1. Well, in this case, the exact specific chord I'm playing has 1, 3, flat 7, 9. Like the full on chord is 1, 3, 5, flat 7, and 9. So yeah, just choose one of the most inside scales you can find, in this case Mixolydian, and apply some of your favorite legato exercises. So I'm gonna do something a little bit stricter. Okay, so that right there It's a mixture of two of my favorite moves. There's this one, just sort of like descending thirds. And then there's this one. I really like those two. And usually what I do, I tend to switch the specific pattern depending on different area of the neck. I mean, if it's a little more uncomfortable for one of the two patterns, I'll just switch to the other one. So let me give you an example of that. Do 16 notes. Just practice different legato patterns. You can go. So again, I'm just switching between different legato patterns. You could do straight up, going straight up the scale. You could switch it around with different permutations. You could do very strict patterns like that whole descending thirds thing. You could create your own patterns. So just practicing that. If you want to make it a little bit more in sounding, just grab the scale that fits the chord the most. Daily exercise or best daily practice. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm working off some warm-ups. Usually, I've been doing like going up this, changing the circle of fifths. So I'm going. I might go straight up C, and come back in G, back in D, then A, then E, then B, and etc. etc. F sharp, C sharp, and just keep going down up the circle of fifths. I do that with at least I try to switch up the different scales every day. But today I did melodic minor and the major scale. I always try to do the major scale, and the different modes and stuff. Let's see. Another thing I've been practicing was practicing this thing, which was giving me kind of a hard time. Oh, and I'm practicing this thing here. Still kind of dirty, but it sounds pretty cool, I think, anyways. That's just what I've been doing. I suggest, if it depends on what you want, but I suggest getting like a strict practicing routine. You can break from it here and there, but having something like at least write down what you want and what you want to gain with each practice session. That way you have certain goals, certain specific goals that you can meet. This thing's a little too bright. I see something. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe? I don't know. Tip on practicing the modes on the guitar. Okay, so there's two ways I like to approach the modes. There's the actual just approaching it just like a normal scale, just learning the whole mode by itself. That's probably the best way to do it, because that way you just think about the mode and switch. Pretty good exercise I like for modes is, oh, let me get this. So something I really like to do for the modes is, if let's say I'm practicing, I don't know, Mixolydian. Let me change it up to say I did Mixolydian on the last backing track. Let's say I'm doing Lydian, for example. So I'll just play a couple bars, like 2 bars of C, the C linear type chord, in this case C major 7 sharp 11, or you can do that type of Satriani thing. Let me record it. Now what I did is I created a chord progression with two different modal tonalities. So C Lydian, E flat Lydian. And now when I'm playing, I actually have to switch between the scales mid-playing. That way I don't learn the modes just as a pattern. That way I have to adapt um, wherever it is I'm switching. I have to keep thinking what's my root. So there you go. So I got C, and I gotta go into E flat, back to C. That's a really good way to practice the modes. You could practice, and then the other way I like to approach the modes is by relating it to the parent scale. So in this case, I'm playing C Lydian, which you go up a fifth and play the major scale. In this case, you'd play the G major scale. So if you want to play Lydian from C, just grab that C chord, go up a fifth, and play the major scale from the fifth. So for C, I'm going to be playing the G major scale, and for E flat, I'm going to be playing the B flat scale. Let me hit play. So G major, and B flat. I used to do that a lot. I don't do it like that anymore. I prefer to think about the scale, and that way it's a little bit easier to follow the chord tones. If I'm thinking about C and the C chord, and I'm not really thinking about G, so it's a bit easier to go C, E, G, and B. And since it's Lydian, and F sharp is the most Lydian sounding note there, and it's not an avoid tone, I can focus on that. So that's another cool thing you can do. Let me see what else. Hey, thanks, Juan. You're the best teacher. Sure thing, man. Thanks. If your favorite or more must-do daily drills or exercise. The only must-do exercise I do just about every day is this thing right here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. This little ball here. It's just a stress ball, and I do like this. Count till 4. Do 4 go-arounds on the ball. Count till 4, and I keep doing that for 5 minutes. Then I go to the second hand, do exactly the same thing. This is more as a way of avoiding hand problems. It also helps with warming up. Also like doing this. I do it about 20 times, and I let go. There's those two different things. And in terms of the actual guitar playing, must do should be like, I don't know, you could do like Mondays do every scale, and then I don't know, Tuesdays do arpeggios, Wednesdays do like scales. Okay, so Mondays could be scales with alternate picking. Wednesdays could be scales with economy picking, and I don't know. Fridays could be like legato. I don't know. Just divide the warm up routine into different things, so you keep working on new stuff each and every single time. And then once you're done with that, you practice all the stuff you need for the. In my case, all the stuff I need for like work stuff, which is a lot of YouTube stuff, a lot of stuff for like gigs. If I have anything to do for like school or something, or if I'm working on any songs or stuff like that. But usually it's more like content stuff. So yeah, just do my warm up, which usually takes about half an hour, 20 minutes. I'm not sure. And then just jump into work stuff. You could divide your whole week into different materials that you want to be working on. Let's see comments. Perfect. Ear trainer. Is that the name of the application? Perfect ear trainer. Yeah, there's some really good ones out there. The Queen movie coming out. You think you'll do a Brian May guitar concept and techniques? That's a really great idea, Danny. That's a really great idea. I probably will. I probably will. Thanks for that. This is how it starts. Yeah, I have like Jason said, I have a video on Mateos. I have two different videos. Um, haven't really this question usually comes up from my live videos, and truth is I haven't been practicing a lot of Mateos Asado, so I can do like really bad impressions. I have to practice more of his stuff. I know there was this thing. It was like cascading chords, something like that. I can't really remember. I don't know, different things. I usually do like double stops. Gotta add some slides in there, like maybe something like that. Maybe add some six, definitely, and then do some like white stretchy chords, type chords. There's a whole bunch of different things you could do. Obviously, a lot of the faster stuff. How old are you, by the way? Thanks for the answers. Only under 10 people watching. People are missing out. I'm actually 29. No, wait, I'm 28. Jesus, I always say I'm 29. I'm 28. Puerto Rico Guitar Jam 3 in the works. Puerto Rico Guitar Jam 3 was actually done, but it came out on a friend of mine's channel. So I don't know if it counts as Puerto Rico Jam 3. If I do another one, it's going to be 4. But yeah, the next one is totally being worked on. And if you want to check out the Puerto Rico Jam 3, you can actually write out Puerto Rico Jam 3. And you'll find it in Wilmer LeBron's channel. Some really good playing there. So yeah, there's the next one. I'm not really planning it, and I don't think it's going to come out on my channel either. The next one's going to be really good. I kind of think it's going to be a little bit more jazzier instead of like rock or metal. So that should be interesting. There's some really good players going to be coming in that video as well. That sounded kind of weird. Alright, no more comments for now. So, remember, if you have any questions, just shoot. I think I'll just play a little bit more. Let's see. I don't know if I should do like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my own progression. Just use that one there. No. Okay, here we go. Guitarist mate, cheers from Australia. It's 4 a.m. and wow, that's super early there. I gotta change the timeline. Um, at least change the times for my lives. I've been doing it at like 1 p.m. over here every single time. Haven't considered that there's stuff like that going on where there's a bunch of people where this time might be a little uncomfortable. So for next time, I'll probably do like a different time, maybe earlier, well, here, or maybe later. Depends on what's going on. Let's see. Okay, let me grab some more. Let's see another song here. Wow, heavy. Sure thing, man. Wow. Can't find anything that really bumps me up. That one doesn't sound too bad. Let's try it Alright, so you guys wrote some new questions. Let me see. Musical influences. Okay, so there's been a couple of guys that have influenced me in terms of like major influences in my playing, or you could say they're my favorite guitar players, and it's been happening in this order since first started, which was when I was around 7th grade, 8th grade. I don't remember. So yeah, the first guy was Zach Wild. I just went crazy with the guy. A lot of very fast, very hard hitting, like very aggressive type playing. Then I switched over to Jason Becker. A lot of amazing sweeping arpeggios, more a little bit more neoclassical yet with some modern stuff. A lot of different like scales, different uses of those scales. Then I moved into think it was around to Richie Kotzen. More blues based, more um, rock and roll, and then also some more fusion sounds, type sounds. Then after Richie Kotzen, I went more into Gothic Oven. So as you can tell, I've been going from more hard rock to like fusion stuff. Um, so yeah, I took Gothic Oven, a lot more Dorian stuff. Listened to some altered scale for the first time, some whole tone here and there. Right after that, I went into like Alex Machacek, which was actually my teacher at school at Musicians Institute. Um, Kind of a gateway drug into Holdsworth. And now I kind of took a sidestep and came back into the more hard rock, like legato stuff with Nick Johnston's probably one of my favorite players right now. And I've also been listening a lot to. He's not really a guitarist, but it's a huge influence right now. And that's Tigran Hamasayan. And that's the piano player. Amazing, amazing, just insane playing and compositions. No Sean Lane. I did. I mean, I took a little bit of Sean Lane here and there. It's the same with like Steve Vai and Satriani and all these guys. I've heard of a lot of players, but really, but the guys I mentioned are my main influences. Um, so yeah, I took a lot of Steve Vai, a lot of Joe Satriani. Again, all the G3 type stuff. Um, but the guys I mentioned are probably the most influential, at least in terms of my playing. Then, as of late, I've also been practicing a lot of like Tom Quayle type stuff. Tom Quayle and Andre Nieri. A lot of their stuff. I've been practicing a lot of legato, um, and I've been taking a lot of their playing style and adapting it to my kind of stuff. It's a little weird because I do like to get those rougher, more rock and roll type of things, which in terms of the hand, it's not really super easy to get it in there with more like finesse type playing with legato and stuff. Um, I also got a lot into economy picking ones, but really it wasn't based on any player. It was a little bit easier for my hand, and I could grab a little less. I didn't have to push on the string so hard from like legato stuff when I was doing a lot of like Alan Holdsworth type legato. Um, but now I'm coming back into the legato territory, so it's always like a different ride, just grabbing different things from different players. We gotta understand. Yeah, that's cool, man. It's awesome how like a whole different people from different parts of the world are listening and getting influenced by the same guys. Nick Johnston. Yeah, I love Nick Johnston because something I really thought about before was like exactly that whole aggressive type style and bluesier type style, mixing it in with some legato stuff. Not only that, but with like I want to mix like more melodic minor type sounding harmonies with rocker, more rock stuff, and with like bluesier type melodies. And to a certain point, I was thinking it wasn't that easy. Like not easy, but I was thinking it wasn't really possible until I heard Nick Johnston playing, and especially the stuff on his albums, like having all that very melodic minor type ambient feel or harmonic minor also type of feel. Just mixing it in with some hard rock stuff, that's really cool. Making it I was gonna say it sounds simpler than it is, but it's not this it's not really simpler. It's just I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, exactly. Remarkably human. It's remarkable. So yeah, it's really cool. That's what I like about him. Like just a mix of those different like cinematic type sound and making it work with different um, more like rock type playing. Outstanding album. Sure it is, man. Okay, so let me see. Oh. Let me try another track. Remember, you guys, if you have any questions, just drop them down there. Comments. You know what? This kind of sounds cool. Let's try it out. Alright, let's see. New questions. You're awesome. Help from India. What's up, man? Go check out Jacob Collier. Yes, and I gotta say, I watched some of his like You Harm live videos, where he gets random videos from from viewers, just some of his followers. They sing a line, or yeah, I think most of it is like singing a line, and it's insane because he does like this amazing arrangement just based on this video, and he gets like hundreds of tracks on there. He does it in like 2 hours, and it sounds just ridiculous. He plays absolutely everything. It's it's kind of frustrating, really, because he's like he sings so perfectly. He plays every single freaking instrument, and he plays them just great. And he comes up with parts like on the fly. It's just like amazing genius parts on the fly. So it's really crazy good. He really is just freaking crazy good. Forgot some water. Um, you play fingerstyle too or not? Not really. Like the most I've played, I tend to do a lot of hybrid picking for like I could probably do that type of thing with the fingers. Stuff like that. And I do have some faster picking stuff with my hands, but it's mostly just like legato. Pretty much worked it out because I broke this knuckle once, and so I had to figure out a whole bunch of ways of playing with just these two fingers. So I did like 1 gig or 2 gigs, but while I had the cast on, I just tied up a piece of like cloth around here to reduce some of the noise, and then just played everything like this. So if I had to do like any type of rhythm, but if I have to do like a solo, let me grab some random jam. Yeah, do that one, just kind of rocky. That's more like fingerstyle solo type of thing, but it's mostly just a whole bunch of legato stuff, except for the whole. So it's not super clean. It's something. I mean, I don't play it that often with just without a pick. So I do it for like emergency stuff. If I'm in the middle of a solo live and I drop my pick, I gotta be able to do something. I can't just go down and play. Um, just stop playing or anything. I want to be able to keep going. But aside from that, I'm not great at any fingerstyle stuff. It's a great fingerstyle guitarist on YouTube called Emile Negro. Let's check out. So, I'm sure you know. And we got into more. Oh, of course, Tommy Emmanuel. I have to check out Emile, right? Emile Negro. Emile Negro. I'll check him out. Ever got into Marty Friedman? A little bit, but I was more on the Jason Becker type deal. I really like the arpeggio stuff, even though I don't use it that much anymore. I only do it for like, I mean, you could do it on this thing. I'm not big on those type of arpeggios. Well, the delay is really going. But I'm not really big on those arpeggios. I used to though. I really liked. That's why I prefer Jason Becker because of the arpeggios. But I'm not a huge. Um, I don't do it that much anymore. Can you play Serena? I think you mean Serrana. I can't. I really. I know it started with this arpeggio shape. I'm not even sure what tonality it was anymore. I don't know if it was like G. I think it starts like that. Yeah, but I mean, I really can't remember. I can't really. I don't remember anything like at all. I could figure out some like a cool way to practice those is just grabbing a chord progression. I always do the same chord progression. So let's just do that. E minor, and F, and then C. So I'm gonna record it, practice it a little bit. There's probably a lot of better ways to do that, make it sound a little bit more musical. But it's just a little too much. I don't know. I think it sounds a little too shreddy for me. I'm a lot more into the more fusion-y type movements. It does sound really cool here and there. But yeah, I'm just not a super fan of doing that. Oops. Oh, don't worry about it, man. It's got like a message. Can't really see it. I hate it when this happens. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Let me tune up because the guitar just went nuts here. There we go. It's always that pesky G. And so yeah. I'll show you guys. I think I already went through this. It's something I really like practicing. I've been practicing a lot lately. Just grab one of these grooves. That one sounds good. And this is what G minor. I'll probably do Dorian. Turn this off. Here. Oh, wait. And I'm gonna practice that. that I've been working on. And then I also work on it coming back in the reverse thirds thing. These are 3 notes per string. And what I'm doing is, I'm in G, so let me try and do it somewhere, it sounds sort of like G. So here we go, we have, going just Dorian here, then I'm jumping a string, leaving 4th string in the air, and do some hyper picking third, do that, and then do another jump to the 1st string. It's a really cool pattern. This one always gives me problems. Yeah, it's just uncomfortable. Sounds really cool though. Let me try it again. I'm just gonna play and then do it wherever it fits. You could do that on the 1, 3, and 5 strings, or you could do it on the 2, 4, and 6 strings. Let me try it out. Oh, that sounded good. That sounds really good. I like it. Alright, let's go back into movement. Okay, so I kind of went off on a tangent there. Actually started practicing something I like to do to go a little outside. That's actually playing the minor pentatonic scale from the flatted 5th. So this actually comes from a concept where you can play the minor pentatonic just going up in minor thirds. So you'd be able to do G minor pentatonic. You could do B flat minor pentatonic. You do D flat minor pentatonic. You could play E minor pentatonic. All from G. It's gonna sound odd, and it's gonna go outside, so I have to come back really quick. I can't play all 4 of them at the same time just yet, but I'm really liking the sound from the flat 5. Let me do it again so you guys can check it out. good just changing midway, just playing those flat 5 pentatonics. Not flat 5 pentatonics, just playing the minor pentatonic up a flat at 5th. Sure thing, Jason. Just wanted to say I've picked up a lot of tips and licks from your Influenced by videos. Sound great. Keep up the great work. Sure thing, man. Thanks. You plugged into an interface or an amp. What do you usually use to record your videos? Sorry if you ran. Don't worry about it. I actually think I haven't answered this before. For the live videos, I'm actually just playing straight through my amp. But on my influence videos and just pretty much any video that's not live, I do through an interface. So focus right. I can have it back here. I play directly into the computer. I have some presets that I like a lot. If it's based on a certain player, I'll try to manipulate the sound a little bit so it sounds a little bit more like the player I'm trying to play like, or the player that influenced the lick, or I don't know, depending on the situation. If I'm usually doing something like some abstract concept not based on anything, on anyone, I mean, and it's just me playing, or if it's like one of those jams, then yeah, I'll just use some of the presets that I like to use, which coincidentally is actually one of the presets I did for my Sean Lane video. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Hola amigo, big respect from Russia, dude. Thanks, man. Glad you're watching. Alright, so I think, let's see, what else can I do in terms of practicing? Kind of want to just play a little bit more. Just saw your question. I'll leave that. I'll play a little bit later. So you said, what's your favorite pedal? Would you do a video about pedal? I actually have one video about a pedal. Yeah, I'll totally do more videos on pedals if you like. My favorite pedal is actually my BB preamp, my exotic BB preamp. I have a whole bunch of pedals. Let me just grab this real quick, show you what I'm playing through. I don't know if you guys can see that well. So yeah, this is my pedal board I'm connected to right now. This is the looper I'm using for all the backing track stuff. I like this guy a lot. Oh, here we go. I like this guy a lot. Sounds really good. It has enough gain for like live situations. But this right here is probably my favorite pedal. What I really like is that it's nice and smooth. It's not too overdriven, and with a nice delay pedal, you can pretty much play anything on there from shreddier stuff to more fusion stuff. This one helps for like more rock, like heavier rock type stuff. So yeah, if I had to pick and choose, oh no, my phone's going down. So if I had to do like a gig with just 2 pedals, I'd probably go BB preamp and carbon copy. That's probably my 2 favorite of the bunch. I really like the TCL Electronics flashback, the triple delay. That's actually a gift. I got that as a gift, and it really surprised me. It's from a student. And it has just so many different settings in terms of delays. That's really cool. But I like to keep things simple, so probably BB preamp, carbon copy, and I'm good. Maybe some type of tuner. We're good to go. Nice pedalboard. Thanks, Jason. I've been working on it a long time. I've gotten my pedals just stolen a whole bunch of times. I used to have a carbon copy and one of the original BB preamps, the orange ones. This is actually the Andy Timmons one. I actually bought this one because it was a little bit cheaper. I got it from a friend of mine. He was selling it cheaper than buying the original orange BB preamp. So yeah, I used to have that pedal. It got stolen once. I used to have a different volume pedal, got stolen as well. Like someone broke a window on my car and actually stole all my pedals. And then Another occasion, yeah, someone broke into a friend of mine's car who actually did me a favor and bought all my pedals from the west side. And they actually, like, he came up and as he was going, he came up to the apartment, and as we were just about to go on doing like a TV interview or something like that, I don't remember that well anymore. Came down and just someone just took all the pedals. So yeah, I've bought some of the same pedals a whole bunch of times. But with this one, it's taken a couple years. Um, Again, I started with the BB, got the carbon copy because I really liked it. Then I really wanted some type of reverb, just because I wanted that hugeness from delay pedals, but I really didn't want the repeats. I just wanted something to sound big. So I got the reverb. I had the Rat for a while, sounded really good. But then I wanted something a little less dirty, so I got the Andy Timmons. And then the wah and the volume pedal. Volume pedal I just use if I want to tune up and do different things. The wah pedal I use on very specific occasions. I'm not a huge fan of wah, um, but if it's required for like a song with a band or I don't know something like that of that nature, then yeah, I'll use it. Then the looper I've had for the longest time. That's probably the pedal I've had for the longest. I've had it since wow, it's been just about 10 years already. Yeah, about 10 years. I got it while I was in school, and it's actually lasted a long time. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole setup in terms of computer stuff. And just go directly into Logic. Jesus Guerra. Hey man, we gotta work out the time of the lessons. So, what would be some good ways to practice playing over changes? Probably finding. First of all, you gotta know your. There's two ways I like to approach playing over changes. It's a modal way, so or diatonic way, depends. Yeah, there's three different ways. There's a modal way, so you kind of map out the different modes you want to play over each of the different chords, and then you have to practice those scales, changing between those scales, so that when you're playing a line, you don't stop and go back. So you have to start on the next chord. So it's gonna be something like what I was doing before. Let me just record something simple. Let's do. I'll do that. I'll do B minor 11 to A flat minor 11. Now, next step is to be able to switch between those scales no matter where you're at. So if you're here, get that B minor, then A flat. So you want to make sure. Okay, so where's A flat? Where would A flat fit on here? So I've got B, A flat minor, B, A flat. Now make sure that you can change between those two mid lines. So for example. So that's a really good way of um, practicing over changes. The other thing is to get the actual arpeggios of the chords, and then do like fillers in between, do like chromatic approaches or diatonic approaches, So you would go B minor 7, then A flat, wait, B, A flat. So just improvise, think of those as your main notes, and then um, you just add different approach notes. So you could do those two, and then find. And the other approach would be like a diatonic approach, which actually doesn't work on this type of chord progression. Um, but for example, if you have B minor 7, B minor 11 in this case, and then it's B, major 7, and G 7, G major 7. Then you have to figure out, what you do is you figure out, okay, so D is actually the flat third of that B minor chord or um, scale. And then that would be the flat 6 major 7. So you could play B minor over the whole progression. So and then start fitting in different scale choices you might want to add. Let's see. Just picked up that big Joe rechargeable lithium battery to power my board. Super worth the money. Surprised I hadn't seen something similar out there. I have to check it out. I haven't heard of that. Big Joe rechargeable lithium battery. That sounds great. That sounds really good. Sounds like a good idea. Put on as a gift. And nice. Yeah, this triple delay, which is kind of expensive. It's really expensive actually. Um, it really surprised me because I was in school. We had the whole hurricane thing, and I was teaching the trimester after the hurricane, and so I teach. I give some lessons on cuatro, which is one of the traditional instruments of here in Puerto Rico. It's almost like a guitar. Um, it almost sounds like a guitar with chorus, but it's acoustic, so it's pretty trippy. It has double strings, like a 12-string guitar might have. Um, anyways, like by the end of the semester, like my student, he was an older student. He comes to me, and he gives me this gift, and I'm like, okay, so I saw it was like a bag, so I'm thinking, okay, so it has to be like a book or something, and I'm pumped. I think it was my birthday actually. Was it my birthday? September? Yeah, not sure. No, I think it was Christmas time. And yeah, definitely Christmas time. And so yeah, he gives me this bag. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And when I bring it out, it's like, what? How ridiculous is this? It's not only a pedal, but it's a ridiculously good delay pedal. It's triple delay, so you get 3 different options you can turn on. It has a tap tempo on it, which is really cool, especially for like a board type delay. There's tons of stuff on here, and I still got to sit down and work it out because it has a whole lot of stuff. Actually, this would probably be a really good pedal to do a video on, so I could totally check that out. But yeah, long story short, I got that from a student, and it just blew my mind when he did it. Um, how well can you sight read? I can sight read okay. I'm not a super great reader. I'm not a bad reader either. if you give me like 2 weeks worth of practice, I can, or at least a week of like getting used to reading, do like 15 minutes every day, I'll be a pretty good reader. Um, I practice it every now and then, but I'm not huge. I'm not a huge reader. Um, it's not too bad though. I totally recommend it for like gigs and different things because the better you can read, the easier it's gonna be able to take gigs on short notice. Because if you don't have to worry about figuring out parts, if it's easy, if it's like real easy to figure them out just at first sight, then yeah, it's a lot easier to get um, I don't know, like a set ready for a gig. So yeah, the faster you can get on that, the better. If you can give any tips on sight reading, maybe. I know about pitch recognition, rhythm recognition, the sheet, but my problem is just actually playing it on the guitar. Okay, so if you know if your pitch recognition and rhythms are are good, then it's probably just a matter of learning where the notes are on the guitar. So not only do you want to figure them out in terms of the names, because it's kind of weird in terms of the guitar because you have E, 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 get the same E like a bunch of times. Um, but figuring out exactly which E is it. So in this case, this E is the first space on the pentagram, the first space it could be. So you have it here, have it here, have it here, have it here, have it here. I would recommend practicing on each of those positions. I like the fifth position to read. I like the seventh position. Not a huge fan of 12s. Not a huge fan of open. Just kind of weird because most people like open. My favorite would be either fifth or seventh, and it has to do a lot of with like the timbre of the guitar. These, like when reading around here, it just has. It's kind of round, but it still pops. It's not like here where the notes can get a little muddy. Same thing here. Not as muddy, but see, it's the exact same notes. These ones pop up a lot more. Then what I don't like about this, like open strings for reading melodies, is it sounds it doesn't sound quite as together. So I don't know if it's just for my own thing, but it almost feels like I don't have as much control as if I'm playing it here. Here I have more um, choices in terms of dynamics and way of playing it. Got different vibrato. If it's here, can't really do a whole lot unless I go behind the note or something like that, which I don't do that much. Although I really should. It sounds really good. But yeah, I tend to prefer fifth and seventh. And in terms of tips for practicing it, set up a metronome at a slow tempo, not super fast. It's gonna depend on what you're reading. There's a couple of books by Berkeley where they have like reading studies. There's a book by Musicians Institute that's also really good, which has a lot of um, reading studies. And then you sit down, put on like a normal tempo. I used to do like 100, and then play anything from there. Leave it nice and steady and just play whatever's written down from there. And I mean, don't be afraid to try out new stuff. So what I would do also is break out the real book, open it, and didn't matter what page it was on, just play the melody on it, and then switch, go to the next one, switch, go to the next one, and that actually helped a lot with getting used to read at first sight. Yeah, I think that's probably some of the best ways of practicing reading. It's just really with reading, it's just doing it. It's just doing it, sitting down and using a metronome because it's gonna force you. It's almost like speed, like hand speed with like playing. You wanna be a little uncomfortable. You don't want to be where it's like going super fast and you can't do anything. But you don't want it to be just so easy that it bores you. So you want to challenge yourself, keep everything interesting. Um, okay, so any more questions, you guys? I'm gonna do another jam and just I think I already did it though, but whatever. Yeah. Let's see if that works a little bit Alright, let's see if I have any more questions. Yeah, that's the one trips me out. Alright, so I think that's about it for today. If you have any last questions, be cool to see them in about a minute or so. It's been 1:34 already. Jesus, this went by super fast. Been a great live Q&A. Thanks a bunch, Jason. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm out. It was cool playing with this guitar here. Hadn't brought it out to a live just yet. Thank you so much. Awesome, man. Thank you guys for coming in here and asking your questions and supporting the channel. It's really awesome seeing everyone. It always trips me out how everyone's from all different parts of the world. Really freaking amazing. Sure thing, Desmond. Alright, see you guys later. Take care.